Hi everyone, welcome back to AI Incarnation. Today I'm excited to show you how to build an advanced n8n workflow using conditional logic. We will use a real-world e-commerce example where we filter orders by the status and then process them differently. Okay, this is the workflow that we are having. Currently I'm using a manual trigger node. You can change this later to a scheduled trigger node so that it will be run as per the schedule that you are setting up. Next is the HTTP request node. So this is the basic node that we are pulling the data from our warehouse. For example, in my case, I'm using a demo API. You can use the warehouse API from where you will fetch all the order details. Next thing will be the if node. For the true part, we are having the orders that are still in processing state, orders that are not processed. We will be sending those orders to a Google Sheet so that we can do a follow-up on them. And the false node is having all the other orders that are not in processing state. Next is the code blocks. In this code block, we are using the code to aggregate all the order value that we are having and sending it to a Discord channel. So this is a simple workflow that we are building today. Let's start on this workflow. The very first node will be the manual trigger node. We will attach to a HTTP trigger node. And in this URL, you can put the warehouse API that you are having. For my case, I'm using a dummy API. So I'll be using, this is my API to pull this data. Let's test this step. Okay, so we are having order ID, order status, order value, employee name, and order date. So these are some of the fields that we are having in a data set. And if the order status is processing, then only we are sending it to a Google Sheet so that we can do a follow-up on them. Else, we are sending all the orders that we are having in this particular data as completed, and we can do the aggregate on the order total. Next thing is that we will add a if node. That will be the conditional logic for this particular video. In this, we will be using the order status. If it is processing, then we will be sending it to the Google Sheet. So this will be the true condition for our node. And if we test this step, as you can see that in the true branch, we are having 266 items. And these all items are the processing items that are not processed. So these are still in the processing state. So that's the reason we are sending them to a Google Sheet so that we can do a follow-up on them. And in the false branch, we are having all the other items that are already delivered or shipped. Next thing is that we need to connect this true node to a Google Sheet. And we will append row in our Google Sheet. For this demo, I'm assuming that you are already aware how to connect your Google Sheets to your n8n workflow. So we want to do an operation of append rows, and the document that we want to update is e-commerce order data. So this is a simple sheet that I have created, and the sheet name will be sheet 1. I want to map each column automatically, so I don't want to map every column manually for now. So that's the reason I'm using map automatically. Okay, so this is done. And in the false part, we want to connect to a code node. And in this code node, we will be writing our logic here. We'll be taking all the input from the previous node that is having the if node data, and we will take it in the items, and then we will iterate through all of these items to calculate the total value. Simple. Then we will send the JSON output. That will be JSON total booked value, and the variable name is total value that we got as the sum of all the total. That's it. So once this code block is completed, we will add a Discord node, and in this Discord we will send a message, and for this I'll be using a webhook. I'll create a new credentials. So we are on a Discord channel, and if you go to the settings here, edit channel, you will see your integration tab here on the left hand side. Once you click on this, you are having the webhook integration. Then you just need to create a webhook, and once you click on this create webhook, it created a webhook URL for you. So you can use any one of them. Currently I'm using this Spidey bot, and if I just copy this webhook URL, go back to the workflow, paste it here, save it. That's it. You have connected your Discord account to this particular n8n workflow. The operation that we want to do is a send message, and that message will be a custom message that you want to send. And the message will be expression, and Let me execute the previous node to get the data. Okay, so we can see the previous node is giving us data like total booked value that we have created through our code node, and the value is this particular number. And we want to send this to a Discord channel. So what we will be doing is that we will be sending a new booked orders have a total of JSON dot total booked value. So the result will be something like this. New booked order have a total of this particular number. If you want, you can add a dollar symbol here so that you can identify what type of value it is. Currently I'm saying is dollar. You can change it to any symbol that you want. If you want to modify this decimal places, you can do that also using dot to fixed, and you just need to give the decimal number places. For example, 2, that will be for 2 decimal places. Similarly, you can change it with 1, 4, or whatever value you want. For now, we will be sending it as 2 decimal places. So that will be the output for us in the Discord channel. Okay. So this is the complete workflow that we built for today, and let's test it out. Okay, we'll open the Google Sheet for now. This is the e-commerce data Google Sheet that you have connected to our n8n workflow. And if we check the number of items, we can see that we are having 266 items on this particular table. Similarly, we will be seeing some data in the Discord also. So as you can see that in the Discord, it is showing new booked order value have a total of this particular number. So this is the complete workflow that we built today. You can replace this manual trigger node with a schedule trigger node that will be running as per the schedule. For example, if you want to run it every Monday, you can set the schedule as every Monday. The time also you can set 8 a.m., 9 a.m. Here are a few quick tips that I want to share. For example, use inline expressions to dynamically reference and transform your data. If you have more than 2 conditions, consider using a switch node instead of the if node. For example, if you want to have the status of different items, for example, delivered, shipped, processing, completed, cancelled, you can have 5 different conditions here. Instead of an if node, you can use the switch node here in this particular part. Then you can have different workflows as per the choice that you want to do. That's it for today's deep dive into advanced workflow techniques using conditional logic in n8n. If you found this tutorial helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe for more detailed automation guides, and drop a comment if you have any questions or if you would like to see any additional examples. Thanks for watching and happy